Alright, I'm gonna do this again. My last one I did, I had my Bluetooth on and it wasn't sounding great. But I'm gonna do this. My Bluetooth off, so I'm about to go in. And I was going in last time, but I wanna just break down why people in America are fucking retarded. Um and I'm putting that's the most politest I can put it. Like I'm not saying everybody in America, obvious fucking Lee, but the average person in America is fucking retarded. And I'm not saying other people across the world aren't fucking retarded, whatever. Just like I'm sure there's a baby that could do fucking arithmetic. There's always going to be a fucking exception. So please just bear the fuck with me. People in America are fucking retarded for the most part. You need to understand that. The reason why people in America are like socially awkward and they like, cause I don't know, like when I went to other countries, it was different. And I just seen some shit and it brought back memories and it made me really realize all the interactions I've had throughout the rest of my fucking life and how like people in the US are just weird and it's increasing every year. Like I've noticed like back in 2022 it wasn't as bad as it is now. It's like it's increasing worse. So now you see people in 2024 everyone's like socially awkward and introverted and everyone's like just wants to be on their phone. Like for it's weird. Like isn't it kind of a contradiction? Everyone likes to be introverted, but yet when they're introverted, they spend their whole time watching shit on social media of other people. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of fucking weird. Like that's like so that obviously tells you it has nothing to do with people. It has nothing to do with it's a mental illness. And when you have a mental illness, the normal thing an average individual does who goes through like a traumatic event or they have to deal with some type of event that happened such as trauma, they go into isolation, they go into hermit mode. The reason they go into hermit mode because there's so much stimuli of the trauma that they can't have that much, they can't have certain external sources because it will irritate them because the average person they're trying to come through they're subconsciously trying to go come to closure of the trauma that happened at all times causing a discomfort because they're not actually removing the blockage. So when any person comes into their life it like it's like leave me alone, I want to be by myself, and then they'll go be on social media, and the reason they're on social media is because they want to kind of um damper the thoughts and try to distract them like a drug. So people they don't like everyone's isolated because of mental illness. And when you have mental illness and you're isolated, that's hermit mode, which is good. You're supposed to be alone to deal with your shit, but most people they can't deal with their shit because it's too in order to actually heal and go through the process of spiritual healing you have to go through. This is why most people aren't going to be spiritually healed in this life because they're fucking it takes a lot of discipline, sacrifice. This is why you see very few successful people, and when you do see them, the people who refuse to do the work will say, oh, they got lucky or fuck them or whatever, but it's like you don't know what the fuck this person went through because nobody wants to do the work. So they just stay in hermit mode and they make hermit mode their new normal. And then they identify, oh, I'm introverted, I'm this. And there's nothing wrong with being introverted. But if you're introverted, what are you doing in your free time? Because if you have free time by yourself, you should be able to manifest and make something. But you're not doing nothing but going on social media and watching other people talk about how they're introverted. So yet you still have a fix. So obviously it tells you it has nothing to do with people. It has something to do with your mental illness. But you can't deal with people in real life because you haven't really got rid of the certain blockages you needed to get rid of. So like you see what I'm saying? I'm like, this shit is fucking deep. This shit is fucking deep. So this is where everyone's fucking socially awkward and weird. And when I'm talking to people, is not genuine. Like everybody is fake as fuck. And it's not on purpose. People can't help it because nobody when you haven't done the spiritual work, you have blockages. So it's gonna your trauma is gonna make it where you can't move your body fully. You can't like when you see a kid and like and they're like expressing and they just free flowing and like they can yell at the top of their lungs and shit. And nowadays people when they do that, it's forced because people watch so much social media. So they're like, how should I act? Is he a demon? Is that a gang stalker? Is this? Is this? So they watch so much of that shit that when they step outside, it's awkward because they feel like life is supposed to be a certain way, but that's not how it is. This is why if you don't believe me, go to an OG. The average OG, a nigga like who like around over 50 that haven't really been on phones. They don't fuck with phones. They can sit there and just stare at space and just talk and do shit. They can do other things. They're more because they haven't really been caught up with the social media shit. So as I know, social media plays a part in it. But I'm not gonna say it's the whole thing because if that's the case, why is other countries of like I go to Nigeria, the average age in Nigeria is like 21 versus in the US the average age is like 40 or like 50. It's a lot older than 21. Most of the people in Nigeria, they chill, they relax and shit. They have social media. Nigeria is the richest country in the fucking goddamn Africa. They have social media, but it's a different energy there. Because I'm thinking, and when it comes to that, I'm thinking it's because of the food, it's the toxins, it's some shit that they're putting in shit in America. This is why they ban a lot of those chemicals because something they're doing some type of programming where Americans hold on to mental trauma at a higher rate than other countries. This is why you see other people go through like world torn third world shit and they can bounce back or it's like whatever versus the people in the US. You take some cracker's video game in the suburbs and he wants to kill mom. Like fucking dumb shit. So is that deep or some emo nigga just cutting his wrist because just over some petty ass fucking American Matrix shit. Nothing important versus other people in third world countries. They go through shit and they smile. And I'm not saying it's always an exception, but like you see it more in the US. And it's like it just what the fuck is going on? So I'm thinking it has something to do with the chemicals of the food and the poison. And then the chemicals of food and the poison and the programming, the marketing, the ad, and all the bullshit that comes with it, social media, it plays on the mental illness. So people in the US, they hold on to mental illness more or they're affected by mental illness more. A lot of people in the US are very damaged, so therefore they have to have a they have to um what's the word for it? They don't want to show their vulnerabilities. They have to be fucking like closed off and act like everything is good. So this creates even more like awkwardness and shit because nobody wants to show vulnerabilities because everybody's really, really fucking damaged. Like the more you want to hide your vulnerability, the more damaged you fucking are because you don't want people to see it. Versus if you're not that damaged, any type of shit that's kind of like what somebody may laugh at, you don't really care because you're like, I know who I am. But if you don't know who you are and you look at social media as somebody who you are, you want to, oh, I need to be like this. I need to be like this. And you see, but even at the end of the day, all these people saying that, like, who are you trying? You're just trying to impress other damaged people who don't fucking know themselves. This shit's crazy. That's what I'm saying. We live in a crazy world. This is why I tell you guys, like, don't just work on self and don't force anything. Relationship with women, don't force that. This is why you should know how to read energy. When any woman you date or come across, you should be able to read the energy, and then it should be a connection without words being said, and then you go up, and then it's good. A lot of you niggas don't read energy, so you going up to demons, like because in any time of because we gotta understand like women are spirits in a human body, so they go through depression, anger, and problems, and sometimes a lot of these bitches are very damaged and therefore they don't want to deal with men because they're so damaged and they've been through so much trauma. They're trying to find closure subconsciously for that trauma, which is never ending because you have to do the shadow work, which they don't know how to do, or they don't know there's even shadow work to be done. So what happens with that is they carry this shit around trying to hide their vulnerabilities and not fucking like act like they shit don't stink, but at the same time they don't attract no good men and they just damaged and they're miserable. And any men they do get, they cause that man fucking hell. And they end up going through a what they call breakup or divorce or some shit because the bitch is damaged. Like that other stupid stank ass bitch on my fucking feed, like coming in speaking like first of all, like you're a man. Like a lot of these, and that's another thing. A lot of these women, they try to act masculine to cover up. The more damaged the female is, the more masculine she has to be. So therefore, she has to do masculine shit. Which, if you want to do masculine shit, I'm do whatever you want to do, but at least be somebody like fucking Tasha K or like some fucking like Minaj or somebody big. Don't be like some fucking regular bitch that works at fucking customer service and you just watch TikTok videos and you get your knowledge from fucking internet, and then you want to talk like a man, but yet you still a dumbass bitch who fucking complains about inflation but can't find a solution like a man's supposed to do, but you want to be a man. Shut the fuck up, bitch. You a stupid ass hoe. And it's like this shit is crazy. But they're doing something to the food in the US. They're doing something to the fucking food. I know that for a fact, and they're doing something to chemical warfare. Even when you go to these parks, a lot of these trees stink. They smell, have a very foul odor. Not all of them, but some have a very fucking foul odor. And a lot of these trees are fake. And when they make some of these trees, they put certain like chemicals and bacteria to make the tree stink. That's why some trees smell like fucking crap. Like it has a stench to it. It's crazy. Like there's a tree called a willow tree. That tree is a GMO tree. That tree is like a dumb. That's why when you watch like horror movies and demonic movies, they always show a willow tree. That's because that's a GMO tree that they created for the sole purpose to have that energy of being negative. Don't you think they have other types of trees? Like, I don't know if there's this one tree I see, I'll take a picture. It stinks like fucking body odor, like somebody who hasn't showered in days and bad breath. Like, I'm like, what the fuck does the whole park smell like? Nobody picks up on the smell. This shit fucking stinks. And it's like, I couldn't even live in this fucking park area, like, or stay here. I was doing my Qigong, I couldn't do it. I was like, this place fucking stinks. And then like I went to the other place and it was good. So they're doing something to the chemical, the food, not to mention the advertisements, and it's having an effect on people. Maybe even the Wi-Fi. Like people talk about how Wi-Fi affects you, but maybe it's affecting people on a fucking subconscious level or like a level mentally. Like, cause look at it as social media. I'm not saying it's a fuck the 5G. Forget I said that because a lot of dumbass things that go on with that. I really don't care about 5G, whatever. But every year, notice how every year people get more glued on to social media. This is what you're seeing right now. Every year it's getting worse. I'm seeing in 2022, people weren't as on social media as 2024. A lot of you niggas, I'm not saying you in the chat, but a lot of you niggas are very stupid and dumb, and you guys can't. I have a 6-house stellium, so I can very spot out details. So I don't just look, oh, the 90s, and the 90s is different than the 2020s. Bitch, I want to know every year. 2021 is not the same as 2024. A lot of you niggas don't even know how different. A lot of you niggas just think the pandemic was different, but you don't think how 2023 was different than it is now in certain ways. And I can see it each year building the fuck up. So when I tell you every year people are getting more hampered on social media, I'm telling you what the fuck I know. People are being on social media more. 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, I remember social media was a big thing, but it wasn't like it is today. People still were just watching social media entertainment. Nowadays, everybody thinks they're a fucking celebrity. So this creates hyper individuality. And there's nothing wrong with being individual, but you got to understand 98 to 99% of the population ain't an individual. People in the US act like somebody they see who they want to be. Even when it comes to content creation, they'll say, "Oh, I want to be a content creator," and then they'll go make content like how somebody else made it. Like, bitch, nobody's an individual, but they want to be individual. So this creates this whole awkwardness, and everyone thinks that there's somebody special, but they're not fucking shit. And then it creates competitiveness, and fucking people want to backstab. Even when you look at the US, they have a fucking slang. If you're not from the US, they have a word called backdoor. And it's created by some stupid ignorant niggers in the hood who they'll have friends their whole life. They'll have buddies for months, years. They did stuff with them, and they will go and shoot them in the head and backstab them and steal money from them, and that's what they call backdoor. And then they will rap about it in the music like it's cool thing to do. So this tells you like people in the US are mentally fucking ill, because to do that you have to be very fucking mentally ill. Because a lot, like, I'm not saying that other worlds aren't, but because everywhere in this world is fucked up. But you got to understand, like the US, they do everything a little bit harder. That's why there's certain shit that's illegal here in terms of the food, and it's not there. But why do you see people in the US act you so differently than other countries? Is because of that shit. And more than food, there's other chemicals and shampoos, soaps and dyes, and probably even in the Wi-Fi that they're not even allowed to even do in the other countries. Like, they just have shit done differently. Every time I look up food documentaries like bad health, bad like food causing cancer documentaries. And every time, I don't think I've seen one. Maybe the only one I've closest to seeing was Super Size Me. Like a movie like that, Super Size Me with the dude who ate McDonald's. You don't see Americans in the new documentaries now about food like that. They're not from America. Every time they'll show how they produce food, whether it be for McDonald's or for like these junk food snacks, it's always in the UK, Canada. It's never they never do it in the US. That's hella fucking weird. Like why can't you show the process of how you is because it's a certain warfare that's being done and it's affecting people. This is why you see a lot of people fucking retarded in America per se. I'm not saying other countries are, but if you live in America and you come to this country if you're not from America, and you will see people act weird. They will even act so weird they make you feel awkward. Like you don't even want to be around them. Anybody who's claiming that they're introverted and they don't like, because I'm not saying anybody, this is what I experienced. Every person who says that they're introverted, I don't even want to be around this motherfucker. Like, don't talk. Like, I look at them as somebody who's damaged, who needs healing. Like, I don't even want to be around them. So this that's the reason, because they have a negative energy. And like every single person that tells me that, I always spot a negative energy and I don't want to deal with them, and I always treat them a certain way subconsciously. So I'm thinking like other people are doing that to them on a certain level, and therefore that's why they made the conclusion they're introverted, because it's really them. Because like there's nobody I met who talks like this, because every person I see who says that, they go home or they're always on their phone. Like the people who are on their phone the most, looking up social media, are the most damaged people. And I'm not saying you can't go and get information on social media, but you guys got to understand, it, anybody and everyone is on social media right now. And if you let this shit get you hooked, you're going to be one of these people that is very fucked up. And once they bring in the virtual glasses, they're going to connect social media to that, and then you're going to be more hooked onto it. This is why I said you got to get the fuck off. Don't be too connected. You can be on social media, but get information, because I see it each year in the next 3-4 years, especially with Saturn and Neptune going into Aries. And it's funny how this nigga Dolo was talking about I didn't watch the live stream yet, but the nigga Dolo was talking about the age of Aries. And tell me why Saturn and Neptune is coming into Aries in the next 2-3 years. And you see a lot of this isolation. He was all talking about isolation. I didn't watch the whole live stream, but he was talking about isolation. And I don't want to speak too much. I didn't watch the whole live stream, but I don't know. Just talking about age of Aries and how everyone's isolated. And you notice how Saturn and Neptune is coming into Aries in 2026, 27, around that. And then you see this energy right now. This shit is crazy. And it's taking shape, as in part of it at the low energy side of it, as in motherfuckers are mentally ill, therefore making them like, because you don't want to be around a mentally ill person who's in hermit mode and needs to do work. Anybody in hermit mode, the spirit wants them to be alone so they can do work. So that means if you hang around these people, they're gonna lash out. These are the people who get triggered because they haven't dealt with their trauma, so they get triggered easily. So these are people who start arguments. These are the people who have socially awkward energies. These are the people who try to make you feel like you're the problem when they're the problem. Because at the end of the day, if I'm such a the problem, when I leave your life, you better be successful. If you're not successful and you're still miserable, then bitch, I wasn't your problem. People always want to blame. So this is why I say, like, you gotta this in this time we're in, you have to really like be strong minded. You can't be weak minded in this fucking time. Otherwise, you're gonna be like these people right now that they're already done for. Like a lot of you guys think there's hope and there's time. There's no time left, and a lot of people have failed. There's no. We 2024 is. I don't want to. It's the end. Anybody who doesn't get it, it's too late for them. They're already done. They're gonna have a demise. This world is only gonna get worse. Right now is a cleansing and a depopulation being taken place right now. Now you think the inflation's going up and all? They're trying to kill off the people. This is what's going on. Like, why do you think that? Like, look at it. They're raising their prices. They're laying everyone off. Yeah, they may bring shit in the future, but what they're doing right now is they're getting prepared to eliminate. It's always going to be depopulation, but they're going to be eliminating the people before the people wake up. because a lot of this shit is fake, and they don't want the people to get to a certain This is why I say you niggas need to hurry up and wake up, because if you don't hurry the fuck up and wake up, enough people, they're gonna just have some type of shit where a lot of people get depopulated, and they're trying to kill off a lot of the older people by making everything expensive, so their social security don't get it, and they gotta be homeless, and it may take off a few years of their life. They're doing it kind of like in a strategic way to take off years of their life. So now this nigga may die at 70 instead of 80 because maybe his social security, and he has to be in the street, or so certain things that make the stress of it, like they're trying to do that. I can see, and right now is they're trying to depopulate and eliminate the people. This is why like shit is the way it is. Is that this is what it is. It's not like, oh, they're just raising there's a plan to kill off the people right now, and they're implementing it, but they have to do it in a slow way. Well, they don't have to do it in a slow way, but they're doing it in a slow way. So that's why I tell you niggas, like, all this mental illness, this shit is here to stay if you don't take control over it. Because you see how it's getting worse. And you guys, my videos, you can look at life as evidence. America has a lot of damaged people in this country. And like, yeah, the whole world, but I'm speaking on America right now because a lot of you guys who aren't in America, when you come here, you're going to feel that vibe and energy. When I went to Nigeria, it was a different vibe. It was more everybody just chilling and having a good time. Out here is just more like fucking. It's, even though you see people have a good time and smile, it's fake. Like every single, you guys don't understand. When I'm out in public and I'm talking to people, and I'm hearing people talk, because I ease in on conversations. I'm nosy as fuck, so I would ease in, and I'll sometimes, everything that these people say, it seems so coerced and fake. I literally feel like this person just got off watching a content creator, and they're talking about what they just seen. That's all everyone talks about. They either talk about what they seen on social media, or they'll act like how somebody is on social media. It's all an act. This is why when you see, like, it's annoying. I hate that fucking shit. And it's so fake, and there's no substance because there's nothing for them to talk about. So therefore, at that point, it's like, why even hang out with this person? I might as well just go be introverted. And then you think that you want to be introverted, and it's like, no, you're just dealing with people with no substance, because everybody's trying to be a content creator. Everyone thinks that there's somebody special. That's the realization I realized, because like I used to look at my channel, but, oh, I got 100 people see my video. At one point I had like over 1,000 on my old channel. I had over 1,000 subs and everything. I'm like, oh, thousands of people watch my shit. Oh man, I got hundreds of views, 500 views. But then like it hit me like last year. I'm like seeing like, because it really took like a hit to my, like, whatever you guess you could say, ego. I seen like some retarded person, or not retarded, but like they're not like retarded like that, but they're just kind of stupid, like just a regular typical like construction worker. They're not smart, but they're not dumb. They're just regular. And like he's talking about just regular nothing shit. And he had like the same views as me. And it made me him as like, and even when I see people with like 10,000 views, I'm like, this person has 10,000 views and he's just a regular person, or he's an idiot, or he's just a nobody. He's regular. And I look at 10,000 views like, okay, who really gives a fuck? The only reason you should be happy that you have 10,000 views, because that's 10,000 potential clients you can sell your product to. But in terms of all this clout shit, it's like, who really gives a shit about it? Because everyone thinks that there's somebody special. But the thing is, because I was eavesdropping, right? And I heard these two niggas talking to each other. And when they were talking to each other, it was so fake. The one guy was like, oh, I'm on social media. I rap. I have a fucking channel. Like, who the fuck doesn't rap nowadays? Oh, I rap. I have the channel. I still don't have a deal, but people like my stuff on social media. And I never heard of this guy. And then the other guy, what he said was he was talking about himself and his rap game. And they were literally bonding over gloating and talking about themselves. But each of them didn't understand that that's not a friendly conversation. That's kind of like egotistical. But they took it as like it was nothing disrespectful or nothing. And then the conversation was short, and then they didn't have nothing to talk about, and it was a quiet, a big like fucking like 5 second quietness, and then oh, I gotta go somewhere. I hit you up later, bro. And then they're like, oh yeah, I hit you up later, man. Next time we go. And it's all fake. Like, it's like, when you watch these TikToks or you watch these pranks, or like these fucking these cringe ass fucking content creators got like 500,000 and 1 million subscribers, and it's like it's so cringe and fake. That's how these niggas act. It's like, so, I don't know what it is. It's maybe it's this the energy we're in, the astrological, but it's something where I don't I, I don't get genuine from people no more. The closest I get it is like a foreigner. Like I was talking to this foreigner today, and I felt like I was talking like to like a homie, like I was talking to friends like in 8th grade. You know, you had friends back in 8th grade, and you just chilling, and it's weird. It just was weird and shit. And like people in the U.S. are like, it's just I don't even want to talk. Like when I'm around them, I don't even want to talk to them because when they open a mouth and say talking to me, it's just that social awkwardness, and it's like fake. They're like, oh yeah, what's up, bro? Hey, yo, bro. It's like if I hear a nigga say bro one more time, nigga, I'm probably go crazy or some shit because it's like, yo, bro, I was doing, and it's just some dumb shit. I can't explain it. Like I'm sure you guys get me though. It's like everything seems so coherent. Like you have content creators because everybody's trying to have clout. So the average dumb person who's trying to get clout, their way of getting it is acting like somebody with clout. So they act like that in real life so they can get fucking cookies and points, but no money or no spiritual knowledge, nothing fucking better. But they just want this person to accept them. But then the person that's gonna accept them, they don't even give a fuck about you. They just care about their little rise to fame that's never gonna come. Oh, I'm gonna be a social content creator and I'm gonna do this, and then shut the fuck up, nigga. You're not gonna be shit. You're just a dumbass regular motherfucking nigga. Like go and do something that's to your purpose, you fucking idiot. But they'll sit there and go and try to impress somebody like that. Like why the fuck you gonna impress a bitch ass nigga? Like you don't even get. And none of these people, it's like when you see two people communicate and talk to each other, it's like they're on a stage and they're trying to see who could talk the most best or who can sound the smartest. That's what it reminds me every time I talk to somebody. I was like, I'll talk to somebody about some information, and then they'll try to respond to me all in a way where they're on a stage and they're trying to impress me, or they're trying to impress a group of people and like be like, oh, I know this and I know that. Like, did you just hear anything I just said, or you're just trying to figure out how you can make me, how you could sound smarter than me or some shit? Like, this is why I don't fuck with people, especially in the U.S. I'm breaking this shit down for you niggas, and I know you niggas that know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. I have a Mercury in the 8th house, nigga. I get deep with it. Where you know what the fuck I'm talking about. You probably didn't know how to explain it, but I know how to break it down. So you know what the fuck I'm talking about. These motherfuckers out here are fucking relentless. They're crazy. This is why I say it's mental illness. It's mental illness, nigga. And then not only this people want to copy content creator, you have this news, this media, this election. You have all this fucking this. You go on these news apps, news break apps. You go watch CNN. You see all this content. Oh, black people this, white people this, Mexican this, migrants this. Everybody's coming out the house with preconceived notions. Oh, he believes in this fucking fake ass virus. He does like all this shit that's just bombarding the brain. Now everybody out here is like has a subconscious spiritual stick in their fucking ass, and then they don't know it, and then now everything is just like you can't even relate to. Now you see somebody with a mask, I don't want to fuck with this person. And don't get me wrong, I don't fuck with people with masks, but shit like this the government does. Like now they made it where like if I see somebody, like the government has succeeded to the point where if I see somebody in a mask, I want to punch them in the fucking face. I'm not gonna do it, obviously, but like I despise that person. So like they kind of won with that division shit. It's fucking crazy, and it's like if people wake the fuck up and realize this shit can be reversed, but at the end of the day, nigga, like if you're not gonna wake up, then they're gonna keep doing shit. This shit is crazy. Now I see why motherfuckers are introverted, but you're not introverted because you're fucking cool. Bitch, you ain't special. You're not gonna be a famous content creator. You ain't shit. So shut the fuck up about that. The reason you're introverted because you're in hermit mode and you need to heal, and you don't want to do the work because it's too hard, it's too painful, it's too grueling, and it takes patience and dedication and consistency, and you don't want to do that. AKA 99% of people don't want to do that and are fucking retarded. So now you have adjusted to live with that shit. You've adjusted to want to like you've lived with it for so long you think it's normal, and all the things you do to cope with that you think it's your hobby now, like fucking gaming or being on social media all day, or just fucking taking some drugs and alcohol. You think that's what you like? Oh, I like to get high. Like, no, nigga. Like, I got my little rogue. I was playing on the game this weekend. This is the first time I signed into my fucking account, my live account, in a long time. And I'm playing the game, and then like I go into like the chat room, and you see these kids just talking all this shit, and this shit's been going on since like back in the day, 2008, since when they had this shit. And I'm like, a lot of the kids back in 2008 who were talking shit like the kids now, where are they at now? They're probably just bum ass niggas who work at the warehouse, or they probably work at 7-Eleven, or they're complaining about rent and they have a shitty job, or their life is miserable and they're not doing nothing. So I'm like looking at these people, like they had like on their fucking name, it was like, oh, weed, and had a weed plant. Like this nigga just smokes and plays video game all day. I'm like, what a pathetic ass fucking life. And I'm like, this shit is still going on. Like, this is the society we're in. These same type of people in real life would just be quiet and they wouldn't say shit to you. But when they're on the internet, they run their mouth, and then they be all fucking talking about, ooh, they just smoke weed all day, and then they're going to be bummed. So it's like, this is the society we're in. And this is all US. Because when you play on these online, they put you with your country. So it's all US people. And then it's the way they sound are the same people. If I talk to them in real life, they're gonna sound like a content creator. But if they don't sound like that, they're gonna sound like somebody they want to be. But if they don't sound like that, they can only talk shit and be like it's weird. It's like each other damaged, because anybody who's gonna be playing video games all day and smoking, that person is damaged. There's nobody who's smoking weed and playing video games all day unless they're making money on Twitch and getting paid. They're not doing that, and that's a miserable person, right? That's a miserable person. So I look at the actions. I don't give a fuck about nothing else. And I'm not saying, like, we all been miserable at one point. It's not saying, oh, I've never been. We all been, but it's about finding a solution and doing something. These people, they don't want to find a solution. They want to acquiesce and be comfortable with their shit. And then when their shit starts creating situations to make them get up off their ass to do something different, then they blame that on life, and they say, oh, life is beating me up. No, nigga, you probably need it to get your ass whooped spiritually so you can do something. And that's the message. But oh, life is fucked up. And don't get me wrong, life is fucked up, but some people need a fucked up life. A lot of these bots, I heard, they need a fucked up life, to be honest. Even down to the point, some of these people need to fucking pay for high inflation, because if you're a stupid dumb sheep and you've been voting and been thinking it's normal to pay taxes to some child fucking faggot pope that sits on some bullshit throne, if you think that's normal, then you deserve to pay for this shit. Pay extra. Who the fuck are you to sit there and go work at a job and you think that job is normal, and you think you're so in your ego, you think your job is that special where they need you and that it helps, money makes the world go around. Are you that is egotistical for you to fucking be a human and say, oh, money makes the world go around, and then you want to complain when they're telling you that you got to spend more money? Bitch, it's not your money. It's their money. Nigga, let's make our own shit. Or you go make your own shit. We can make our own shit. Instead of, you see what I'm saying? So if they want to raise the prices, bitch, your stupid ass, go work some more. Like these old ass people, oh, these gens here are lazy, they don't want to work. Okay, if at the end of the day, deep down, you can always tell where somebody's spirit is by asking them a question. They'd be like, oh, Gen Z doesn't want to work. I'm like, boomers, you don't want to work too. Because if you wanted to work, you would shut the fuck up about Gen Z working, and you'll take all Gen Z jobs. You'll take on 3-4 jobs, and then the money you get from that, you'll support everybody else. Because that doesn't want to work. So, and they're like, no, I'm not going to do that. If I have to work, you have to work. So subconsciously, spiritually, you know working ain't shit. If somebody told you only you get $1,000,000, but he doesn't get $1,000,000, are you gonna say, "Oh, I'm not getting $1,000,000 unless he gets $1,000,000"? No, you're not. You're gonna say, "I'll give me $1,000,000. Fuck that nigga." But when it comes to work, you'll be like, "No, if I have to work, you have to, bitch," because you know deep down that shit ain't nothing. You hate working, so that's how you can get one of these stupid motherfuckers that say, "Oh, Gen Z needs to shut your ass up." You just want them to be as miserable as you. You wasted 60 years of your life working at some shitty ass job, and then you want them to do that same thing, and you feel mad because you can't get that time back. So when you see somebody in their 20s and they say, I want to be homeless on the street, and they go get an RV and they chilling, they just happy and living, you get mad at them because they're not wasting their life. And you probably secretly wish you would have done that fucking shit. Because if you knew your life would have ended up as you being an old ass 70-year-old bitch working at Walmart and shit, you would have probably said, I'd rather take that chance. And if it fucked up, I would have just been at Walmart like I am now at 70. But no, you mad and you want to sit there and make them feel like they got it. Get the fuck out of here, bitch. That's not no flex. That's not nothing special that you suddenly working at Walmart. Just like with that, they gave that nigga $500,000 in donations for working at Burger King for all those years. And then people are all saying, "Oh, why didn't they do it?" Like, bitch, that's not no fucking flex. Like, it's easy to fucking work a shitty ass job your whole fucking damn life. The fuck? That's nothing really. At the end of the day, you stupid for even doing that dumbass shit. You should have quit and done something else. But it is what it is. People are fucking retarded. Let me read some of these comments. Too much insecurity about everything. And shout out to everybody in the room. Shout out to GJ Music. Shout out to Mystical Mysterio. And shout out to Mike D Man. Yeah, too much insecurities about everything. Yikes. Exactly. That's the thing. Everyone. Damn, I'm glad you brought that up because that's what I was speaking on in my last video. Like, it's all about vulnerability. Everybody has a vulnerability. They're just so vulnerable and shit. You see what I'm saying? Because people in the U.S. have extreme vulnerabilities. Extreme vulnerability. So when you have an extreme vulnerability, the harder you go at hiding it. So this is why you see so many people like they're so stuck up, or like you'll see a bitch who's stuck up and like, why is she stuck up? If a bitch is stuck up, she's mentally going through some stress. A lot of dudes think that women don't go through depression and anxiety. They think women are supposed to just be happy. No, they go through depression and anxiety too. So a lot of bitches like they're going through that, and when men come up to them and because any woman is gonna be a fucking like a stuck up and have all like be so closed off and shit, they're miserable. Anybody who's closed off and who's stuck up, that's a miserable person. They're trying to make an impression because that's a person who cares what people think about them. If you're acting stuck up and closed off, that means you want somebody to feel disrespected. That means you felt disrespected at one point in your life, maybe when you were a child, from the same thing. Maybe somebody was stuck up and made you feel like that. So you knew how bad that made you feel. So now you say, I'm gonna make that person feel it because when I felt it, it was bad. But you don't even know. That person may not even care, may not even feel the same way because that's another human. But females particularly, they think that everybody needs to like think and act the same, and they need to act like how other people act. So it all ties into the insecurities, and they cover the vulnerability, the insecurity up with some type of like stuck up attitude or even lies or whatever, and then it all comes apart because when they do attract somebody that they like, and then they start getting vulnerable, and that when the person is gonna start fucking with their shit, and then they have no one to blame but themselves because why weren't you a stuck up ass to this dude, but you were to this guy? But you see what I'm saying? This shit is crazy. Like these bitches have so many like insecurities of vulnerability. It's not just bitches, it's men too. But men, it plays out a lot more. It plays out more like in like everybody thinking like, oh, I'm gonna be the fuck is right now. Everybody thinks they're gonna be a celebrity. Everybody thinks, oh, I'm gonna make money on social media. I'm gonna make money. But it's like, what the fuck are you doing? You're just talking about your fucking life and that's fucking it. And you're not doing shit. Don't get me wrong. Some people are gonna do it and make money, but at the same time, not everyone can do that shit. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people don't have nothing to offer. They haven't even done shit in their own life, yet they want to think they're special or some shit. Like, get the fuck out of here. You ain't shit. Like, this shit is crazy. Like, the world is a mess right now. Like, the average Gen Z hasn't done shit in their fucking life, and they expect to like go on social media and talk about whatever they feel like talking about, which is nothing because they have no experience and think they're going to get like 1,000,000 views and dollars from it. And the only reason they think that because these Jews and these Masons, they allow certain people to get there because they have to at least allow some. This is why in the hood, you always have that, when you watch these hood vlogs, you always see that one nigga with the chains and who's has the most, what they call motion, and he has the chains and he has the money and he has the most money, and then he has his niggas around him, his homeboys. Because remember back in the 90s, there was the gang leader, and the gang leader ruled with brute force. But in 2024, it's whoever has the most social media clout, whoever has the most money, whoever can sell the most dope and scam, aka whoever has the most money. So when you have the most money, you'll be able to buy a chain. A chain is supposed to be a rank to show you if you in the hood or you in the rap game, you're supposed to get a chain. They have different levels: $10,000, 20,000, 30. It all goes 100K. There's different levels to it. You see like fucking. What's that nigga's name? The broad Birdman. He got like 100K chain. That's a high level. But nigga in the hood probably scamming little short time drug sales. Probably got little. Probably makes 50 grand a month. He probably get like a little 15. Shows you his level. That's the nigga they let get up in the hood. They'll probably allow that nigga to sell a lot of dope. They could have busted him, but they didn't allow. They allowed him to sell dope. So fuck, I don't even know where I was going with this, but they allow people. Oh yeah, I know where I was going. They allow people to be big in the fucking hood. They allow people to be big in the street, just like they have like allow people to be big on social media. And then people will think like, oh, I can fucking be this big. I can be this like this. You see what I'm saying? This shit's crazy. Now you have a bunch of useless fucks out here who think they're gonna be somebody. Like, get the fuck out of here. Lame ass niggas. This is why even when you go look in the hood in the street, you see that one nigga with the chain and he has niggas around him. That's the gang leader now. There's no gang leaders. It's about clicks. And then whoever makes the most, whoever can make the most money, aka whoever can scam the most, rob the most, and sell drugs the most without getting caught the longest. Because if you do it, you're gonna get caught eventually. But who could do it the longest? That's the person who becomes successful. But the thing is, the feds let that person get up. They let that person get up because they need to have somebody as an example in the hood so that young black kid growing up can say, I want to be like him and can be fell into that trap. So they have this is why they allow some niggas to run up like 2-3 million. Like you can see them from the hood and they have cases on them and they have intel and information on them and they keep track of them and then they'll take them out eventually depending on the situation. So we in a different time. Everything's about clout. It's about money. It's about fame. And even in the rap game, in order to be a gang leader, you have to have the most money. To be honest, you have to be in the hood doing hood nigga shit, and whoever makes the most money in the hood, then. So it's all about, and then when that happens, then that person goes on social media. Then his homies around him, they look up to him. That's the like the. So you have all these synthetic fake ass people that aren't really shit, but it's all based on money and shit. And then now everybody's trying to copy these people, and these people ain't nothing. It's just the government is allowing. Sometimes the government will get a stupid, retarded, dumb person up there so you can copy that. So they'll give this person clout and fame, and they're retarded. But then they'll think, oh, I'm intelligent. I'm doing something right. Yeah, you're doing something right. You're a fucking idiot, and the government's like, let's make this fucking idiot. Let's make this ugly ass piece of shit, this dummy. Let's make him famous. This is why you think they make like people like fucking like I don't know. Just I'm not trying to name names, but they'll make people famous. You're like, how the fuck is this motherfucker famous? They do that on purpose because they're trying to make this person. They want they want people to copy them. It's all about copying people, a psychic clone. Like they're trying to clone the psyche of the people. So now you have fucking a whole bunch of Nicki Minaj's and a whole bunch of Drakes and all these faggot Kendrick Lamar's walking around. Psychic clones. And it goes to the social media. Get the fuck out of here, you bitch ass fucking bug. It's just crazy. Some people have not went through enough suffering to realize and start the healing journey. Yep. You don't even have to go to suffering. If you go through suffering to even start the healing journey, usually that's kind of like you fucked up really bad. You're supposed to really understand it, but the way the system the government has a system, like they have it where like people are so busy working these meaningless, useless ass jobs, they don't have time to really focus on themselves. I heard this one bitch, she was just sitting here complaining and crying that she has no time to even play with her dog because she has to go to work and travel to commute. And I'm like, God damn, like at that point, she's just causing her own hell, because you can just quit. Nobody's forcing you. It's not like back in the fucking medieval days where they'll hang you if you didn't. You don't have to work. You can just go be homeless. But that's why I'm glad I'm breatharian because I don't have no attachment to that. If I don't want to do something, I'm not going to do it. Like when I didn't want to work, I didn't fucking work, and I didn't give a fuck. Like a lot of people, they have that attachment. So I pity people. I don't know how to help you with that. I just was fortunate to not really give a shit about desires. Like I never liked shit. Like I've never liked that many things. It's actually a fortune and a blessing to not like a lot of shit. It's a good and a bad to everything, but I feel like it's more of a good to certain bads and it's more of a bad to certain goods. People say, oh, they're good and bad and everything, but what's the percentage level? I could say I could go land in jail for 20 years and be like, well, I could at least I can learn the good is I learned a lesson, but the bad is you wasted 20 years and you could have learned that lesson without going. So yeah, everything has a good and bad, but it balances out. What's the? Is it 80% good and 20% bad, or 20% bad and 80%? Which is it? I want a good and a bad, but the good is 90% and the bad is 10%. I don't want no. You see what I'm saying? And you said not people have not been through enough suffering to realize and start the healing journey. Sometimes that's the case, but sometimes it's opposite. Sometimes people been through so much suffering that they just said fuck it and they give up, and that's how you see people spaz out and shit because they've been through too much and they just spaz the fuck out. Which in certain cases I can see like how they kill like somebody like that YBC dual nigga who got his ass shot up. Like the nigga that he was disrespecting and shit, like he deserved to get his ass shot the fuck. Like you gonna dig up somebody's grave, you fucking talking all this crap. It's like back in the day, you kill somebody, and you did your thing, and you don't even want to talk about it because the police is involved and it's an open case. Nowadays, people digging people's grave, talking about this, and it's rapping in music and laughing, and I'm like, if your ass get shut the fuck up, I laugh at that shit because nigga, you the one running you. Why are you like? What? I'm not saying like it just people need to wake the fuck up. Like see, people end up, and then you put other niggas in situations like that. Like you see, like how the what's it called? It's just weird. Like I see this other, like you see rappers that get killed, and um, they'll like give this nigga like 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, which is a lot of time, but you want to give him life. But then the nigga like that, there was this one rapper, his name was Fulio. He got his ass blown the fuck up, and they're gonna charge 5 people with capital murder and execute them. But every rapper I seen that I was like, man, why did they have to kill him? He was just whatever. Or it was just like some real. I'm sure niggas do nigga shit, but some deaths that happen, you're like, why did that have to happen? But the death that actually got this nigga got killed and this nigga deserved it. It's crazy how they're gonna charge 5 people. I thought it takes one person to kill somebody, and yeah, accomplices, but the other accomplices they aided into it. So it's weird that they're all getting like the same punishment as I actually killed somebody. So it's just so weird. So I'm thinking like that it's all staged because the government, the system, they probably like that nigga talking shit like that. So if they catch the nigga who did the YBC duel, I wouldn't be surprised if they do the same thing because they probably like that shit of him disrespecting. And when the nigga actually, because a lot of these rappers who be disrespecting, they don't think that people are that serious. They don't think they think people are pussy. They think people are like some nerd in high school. Like there was this bitch in Oakland, a few hours where I stay from, and she opened up a beauty shop, and I think I told you guys this story. And she was all disrespecting, but she made a whole skit talking about somebody's dead and had a tombstone and was making fun of this dead person. And she goes and opens up a fucking a gas what's the fuck a beauty shop in Oakland. Oakland's one of the most dangerous cities in this fucking state. You do not every time I go to Oakland, I always feel a depressing dark shadow. Like the Masons, they make it very cloudy on that city. And they do it with San Francisco, but Oakland is always cloudy. They make it. They have you can leave Oakland like 15 minutes away and it's sunny. Go to Oakland. It's a very dark like place. You doesn't even have to be no violence. You could just go to a Walmart parking lot. There's no. You could just feel the heaviness because a lot of negative shit has happened where you're at because it's so bad. At least just the negative vibe there. It's not like you could go to East LA, you could go to any hood, but when you go to Oakland hood, it has a depressing down. I don't know what it is. It's a very hood, but she's sitting there just disrespecting and goes and does a meet and greet and open up a beauty shop, and her stupid ass brought her grandma and her family there, so you got to put them in danger. And then before she did that, she was like, "Oh, these niggas, they ain't about to do shit. They pussy. They're not about that life like me." And that's what a lot of these rappers think. They think they're not people aren't about that life, and people aren't about that life. But when you push somebody to the limit, then they become about that life because certain things, a human being's gonna snap at certain things. So this is where you get crash out and spaz out, and a lot of these niggas they just spaz the fuck out, and then they went because she put her drop. So even if the nigga's too pussy to do it, he can just pay somebody or have somebody else do it who's not pussy to do it. And then that's probably what happened because the niggas who were gonna do it probably weren't gonna do it, but then they probably paid somebody she didn't know, and the nigga came and just took her out. And then you can't blame, and you can't at that point you can't blame because like, well, how you gonna start disrespecting somebody like like that, and then you don't think there's gonna be a repercussion for that? And at least have some respect and be on the fence. This bitch just went up like nothing was gonna happen. This is the social media. Everybody's trying to get clout. Like the other, that's why that nigga got his head blown out or his fucking he got fucked up because he's like, oh, he even said in the interview, I like being disrespectful to people and dissing all these dead people because it gets me fame. That's what the people like, and I'm doing something right. So this fucking Mason's already got people fucking like this nigga's willing to do the most, and then now he got his ass killed and shit. And then they want to act like rest in peace. Like shut the fuck up. That nigga, that demon deserved to fucking die. You dig up somebody. Imagine somebody in your family died and somebody went to the fucking grave and started digging with a shovel. That nigga needs a bullet through his fucking head, and whoever killed that nigga needs to fucking applause. And I'm not even for violence. I hate this gang nigga violence. But when I seen that shit, I'm like, that was like the first time I seen a nigga who got killed, and I'm like, okay, he deserved that fucking shit. That was like the first time. And usually I don't like gang violence, but when I see somebody going really hard, I'm gonna say whatever happens to him happens to him. I'm not saying I'm wishing, but I'm saying whatever happens, that happens. Fuck that nigga. Because you playing for fire at that point. Like leave that shit alone. If I think that the person already died, so let it go. But the fact that you keep talking about it, niggas like the fuck, stupid shit is crazy. I don't know what the fuck people are like thinking when they fucking. But like I said, this is that social media. This that social media demonic spirit. I don't even want to say that because I don't want to be sound too religious. But I want to get you guys. I understand. There's an energy. There's a frequency. There's an energy and there's a frequency that's going on. And if you get fucked, if you don't know what the fuck you're dealing with, it's gonna like eat you alive. You're gonna be possessed by it. Some of you guys are possessed by it and going through negative shit as a result of it. Okay, I don't know why the fuck I can't find my motherfucking keys. But yeah, let me read some more of this comment. I'm an introvert by my own nature. These niggas are straight up antisocial. Exactly. You gotta understand. I'm not saying there's no such thing as people are introverted. Most people claiming to be introverted are antisocial and have social fear. They don't have social anxiety. They have social fear. So they're fucking scared. Anxiety is something that you can like it's not what these people are talking about. It has nothing to do. Anytime you see somebody bring up social anxiety, these are just people who have like a lot of damage, trauma within them, and they can't even really fully express themselves and live the life they want to live because they like it literally affects them. Like the trauma is in their brain. They can't even move fluidly. They can't really talk and express how they feel. They don't have free thoughts. So this makes them like not want to really deal with external stimuli more than just people. So people, it comes off as, oh, I want to be introvert, but it also comes off as, I don't feel like going out and doing that thing. I don't feel like taking care of my health. I'm too lazy to eat healthy because let's why a lot of people don't eat healthy because a lot of people are trauma. They're damaged. So the sweets and the salts, it makes them feel better. If they don't have that, then they don't have nothing to cope with. Everyone's a drug addict, and they're a drug addict because they have trauma. It's just some people they choose to drown out their trauma with extreme drugs, and society blames them for that. But they don't talk about social media, caffeine, weed, alcohol, gaming. People use all this shit. Like I said, I was the first time I went on social media, or I went on. I played on X. I was on live. I played the game today. And just you just tell people just running their damn mouth, just talking all this stupid shit. Like shut your ass up. Like shut your ass up. And I'm like, God damn. Because people talk shit on the internet, but you guys gotta be careful because in the future, there's gonna be hackers. Yeah, you see that people gonna be hacking your shit. Once people start learning, and that's why the government don't really it doesn't really put hacking out there. Cause if people started knowing, if there was a lot of people that knew how to hack Facebook accounts and hack into your computer, and it was an epidemic of people hacking, nobody really would be trolling like that and saying all this nigger shit and cussing and shit. And the people who will be saying that were the people who know how to move smart. Like, so there'll be like a person who's probably knows how to hack and cover their shit, or probably will go to a certain location and say some shit. Like, because at the end of the day, you can troll. It's not illegal to troll, at least not yet. So it's not like I'm doing like a financial crime. So if that shit were to happen, all you have to do is just go to a certain location and fucking make your video so they'll know won't know where you are. And since it's not no dark web investigation by the FBI, they're not going to be able to still pinpoint you because it's not illegal. So the average person who's a stupid dumb fuck who doesn't even have the tools for the FBI to even do that, they can't do shit but just figure out, like, you see what I'm saying, unless you're at your real location. And even if you are at a location, they may not want to come there. You may set them up and be like, well, I'm at this location. They come, it's a fucking gang trap out. The fuck is my fucking keys? God damn it! Shit's really pissing me off. Damn. Yeah, I don't know where the fuck that shit is. Oh, right here. Yeah, that's some real shit, man. It's some real shit. I'm an introvert, but from my own age, these niggas. Oh yeah, I already read that. Yeah, this is crazy, man. But I might just head out right now. I'll probably come at you guys tomorrow with some more shit. I'm gonna be doing Qigong in the airport. I'm gonna be doing Qigong in the airport. Yeah, my flight leaves on Tuesday, and I'm gonna be doing my Qigong in the airport. Yeah, I'm gonna be sure. I might do a video. I might do a video depending on how I'm feeling. If I don't do one, I will do one when I'm coming back. I'll do one when I'm coming back. Yeah, I'll do one when I'm coming back. My key gone. That's gonna be interesting. Do it in the airport. I seen this one lady doing it in the airport, and it's funny. Like I see her doing it. I didn't see her, bro. It was on fucking Instagram. I seen her, but she's crazy. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna end this live stream, guys. Just be careful with this social media. I'm just warning you, niggas. Like, have a reason why you're on social media. Social media is not a bad thing. You can use, like I said, at the end of the day, like a lot of people heal cancer, heal diseases, obtain knowledge to know how to fucking, like, I don't know, like make a lot of money or do whatever. There's plenty of ways. People have, so I'm not saying it's bad. The internet is bad, but most people, they're just like with anything good, there's just as bad. So just like there's an extreme good, you can find the cure for cancer. You can learn how to fast, heal, and find a healing recipe with herbs to kill and make money and do all. There's a bad side to it, and I explained to you guys the bad side to it. A lot of people on here just using it just for ignorance. Because most of the content that you see on YouTube that's getting a lot of views is a reflection of people. Like the shit that gets the most views is people complaining about miserable shit. You'll rarely see people who get a lot of views. You don't see people get a lot of views who are talking about success, but the people watching those videos are people who are successful or trying to be successful. So that makes you have to come to the conclusion that people who watch depressing videos of people complaining, those people they plan on staying in that complaining, depressed state, and they are complaining and depressed. Just like when you see somebody with um who's making millions of dollars and they're teaching people finance. In the comments, everybody on that page is trying to make money. So it makes sense. The opposite is, and I see a lot of views on people who just complain about fucking finance and money and oh this and that and the world, and they don't have a solution to it. Like I fucking hate channels like that. They'll complain, but they don't give you a solution. I don't like that. That's the thing. I don't give a fuck how genuine you are. If you don't give a solution, you're a piece of shit. Like, and fuck you. Like, tell people how to fix it. You sit there and bitch and complain. Like, you'll see people, like, this is one channel, like a million, I think I got damn near a million subscribers. Every video this nigga does is he's complaining about migrants, shoplifting, what the fucking mayor did. Like, nigga, shut your stupid ass up and do something. Like, go out and, yeah, I'm not saying go out and hurt the mayor. You don't even have to even acknowledge the government and mayor. Just go out and get your group of people and just start doing whatever you want to do. But you want to complain, so bitch, you're not really ever. At the end of the day, nigga, the migrants and the shoplifting is getting your bitch ass paid. You fucking idiot. Stop complaining. Because you don't have nothing to talk about because you're not interested. You're fucking retarded. Only thing you have to talk about, what you're known for, is talking about government created problems such as migrants and fucking shoplifting and shit. Shut the fuck up, you stupid ass. You're not talking about nothing original or genuine from your mind. The Masons have to create a situation such as shoplifting and fucking migrants for you to be like, oh, I have something to talk about. Like you're unique. Bitch, you're not unique. You're a piece of shit. Get the fuck out of here. I hate mine, and they don't even give a solution. Like, first of all, nigga, if there's fucking like, first of all, why you give a fuck what a migrant's doing, bitch? Like, they came to this, they came to this country from a shithole country. You're in a shithole country and you're trying to get better. They came from a shithole country. They've gotten better. You at least try to be happy for them. And they say, oh, they're gangs. They're bitch gangs. All types of gangs is killing people and robbing people's houses. They're just showing you and putting a spectacle on the fucking migrants to make you have a certain type of fucking thought process about that shit. You dumbass. It's a fucking election. That's it. Whatever a migrant did, there's a black gang, a Mexican gang, a white gang that did that shit in America. Do you guys think that it's just only migrants? Get the fuck out of here. And not to mention how how heinous the crimes black people have done. Fucking 2-year-olds gotten shot in the fucking head. Extremely bad. No, but just forget about that and just worry about migrants. Shut your ass up. The only reason you're worried about migrants is because the government is making you and telling you. Otherwise, you wouldn't give a shit about it. It's in this system, in this matrix, there's thousands of things that happen every day. If you want to talk about the America across the world, millions, but thousands of things happen every day. Crimes, sex crimes, violent, drugs, everything. All races, all people. Police get killed. Black, white, women kill this person. This everything. There's even situations where 12-year-old girl probably had an assault rifle and started, but they're not going to show you certain shit. This is life. Everything happens. There's a situation where a 12-year-old girl had an AR and aired it out. I bet you there is. They're not. I bet you there is because this is life. Everything like that can happen. Things happen all the time. They're only going to show you what they want to show you, and since they have control over the media, it's easier for them to make a spectacle out of something that's really just natural occurrence of what the fuck they created. So always keep that in mind. Don't be tripping over shit. And always find a fucking solution. Don't just sit there and just talk about the fucking issue. Find a solution. You see what I'm saying? Why aren't you talking about a solution? Yeah, you told me people are shoplifting, but why not actually put people in a situation where they won't need to do that? Create jobs, create something. And if you don't want to do that, are you like what the fuck are you? Then what are you talking about? And shut the fuck up and stop complaining. Because the reason people are doing that shit and the migrants are doing that is because of the way something is that the government created. So maybe the government wants them to do that. You idiot. Just like it wants you to make videos about the fucking subject to keep that shit like it's important when it's not. And then they'll put views on your channel because you ain't that. It's crazy. From now on, any person I hear that complains, I'm gonna be like, because that's what I do nowadays. Like when I see people, I'll be like, they'll complain about something. I'm like, oh, so what are you gonna do about it? Or I'll try to make them look like that. Anytime somebody comes to you and they try to they try to shower you with negative energy. Like next time somebody comes to you and they say, oh, my dad's being a demon, or this person is being this, or this person is this, or why the hell did they have to do this? Always try to talk to them like they're the problem and see how much they make you an enemy. Be like, what did you do to even occur that? I only do this with people I see repeated patterns of problems. Like if I see somebody who always complaining no matter the situation, eventually I'll be like, what are you doing to create these situations? And when you start, sometimes people, they'll get upset and they'll be pissed off and be like, oh, you're just like one of them, you don't understand, and then now you're like a forever enemy. But when you see that type of shit, that just shows you how damaged people are. Shit's crazy. But I'm about to end this live, guys. Guess it was good. It's an hour long, so it's good enough right now. I'll probably come at you guys later. I'm gonna be show when I get on my flight. I'm not gonna be taking pictures of the flight. Yeah, the flight's gonna be like 4 hours, and there's no Wi-Fi on the fucking plane or nothing. Which I'm good off that. I'm gonna be actually doing my breath work while I'm in it. The problem is, it's a very small flight, so I'm gonna probably have to be sitting next to somebody. That's the only problem. Cause I'll do my breath work for 4 hours straight. But stupid motherfucker, oh, you're breathing too loud, or there's gonna be something, and if I knock his ass out, then they're gonna fucking land plane and be, oh, he's a terrorist. I don't know. Every time you're in an airplane, shit is 10 times worse than when you're on ground. So like, if I were to punch that nigga, they'll probably think I'm trying to do some terrorist shit. Cause how fucking stupid this country is, and how these dumbasses got fooled by these faggots pulling that fake ass 911 shit. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna end this live stream, guys, and I'm out. Peace.